Okay, guys, I want to circle back to when Mark kind of first entered the picture. I know, Mom, you've been mentioning some feelings of isolation and Emily excluding herself from you and Mike. So I kind of want to dig into that with Emily. Did the isolation start then, or has it been?
Yeah, I mean, it started like with Mark. Like, Mark was like, I feel like the start of like all of like the problems in the family. Like, we were like fine before that, so.
Were you feeling, and how were you feeling at the time when he first came in? Was it lonely, or
Well,
is that okay for me to say?
yeah, I think it was lonely. Like, I don't know, before that, like, we literally was only us. Like, we did everything together, so I was never alone.
Right.
And then, like, he comes in, and it's just like, I don't know, I feel like everybody was just like, oh, whatever, Emily, like, can go do her own thing.
And I know that's got to be hard. It's such a big change coming in after it's just been you and your mom.
Yeah.
Mom, I was gonna say, have you noticed her isolating herself since the beginning, or has this just been a recent thing?
I guess like it was sort of like a gradual. I mean, I noticed it when I like started going out on dates with Mark and like getting more involved with him. Like I noticed it sort of like increasing from that point. But yeah, it definitely got a little bit more intense when we got married and
Well, I mean, like, it's always like you guys are just together, so like, why would I want to like? I feel like I'm like third wheeling with you now, and you're my mom. So like, why would I not want to be in my room?
he like wants you around though.
Yeah, but like sometimes I just want to be with like only you. Like he doesn't. He's like always there.
Emily, is it fair to say you've been feeling a little excluded from your mom?
Well, it's like when you say it like that, it sounds like pathetic, but like, yeah, I guess. Like, I don't know. She just like, I don't know. I don't want to be third wheeling with my mom.
Yeah.
Like we used to just like be us, and now like I feel like she like doesn't want to talk to me like at all.
I want to dig a little bit deep into that. In your, your feelings of isolation, your feelings of loneliness, what are you doing? Like when you go to, like let's say this is like a night and Mark and your mom are having dinner and you decide to go in your room. What are you doing and how are you feeling within that time?
I don't know. I mean, I just like do whatever. Sometimes I like read. Sometimes I watch like Netflix. It's nothing like crazy. I'm just like would rather be alone.
Do you call friends or?
Not really. I guess I kind of just sit alone.
Would you say you have any of a like support system outside of mom and Mark, or is it kind of just you?
I have like one really good friend who I like hang out with a lot at school, but like I don't know, I feel like before Mark, like my mom was like my major support system, and now it's kind of like I feel like I don't really have really much of any of that anymore.
And outside of here, have you talked to mom about how Mark is making you feel, or?
Yeah, I mean, we talk about it, but like every time we talk about it, we get in a fight because she's like, oh, I don't know, if you loved me, you like would let me like be happy too. And I just feel like all of a sudden, like my happiness like doesn't matter.
How does mom saying that to you make you feel?
I mean, it makes me feel like abandoned. Like we used to like do everything together, like it was us. And now all of a sudden it's like, oh, I don't know. It doesn't matter anymore.
Mom, how are we feeling hearing that?
I guess I feel frustrated because like it's not like we don't want you to hang around with us. Like we want you there, and like I just wish that we could just be a unit, like I don't know, I guess like it's just frustrating because I mean I don't know how to balance those two things.
And it seems like you're obviously concerned for your daughter.
I mean, obviously I don't want her to feel like that.
Yeah.
also like hard for me because I also want to like do things that, you know, I've always wanted to do. I mean, I've always wanted to be in like, I wanted to be in like a healthy relationship with someone. And obviously I don't want my daughter to feel like this.
Right.
It just feels like maybe like your version of happiness like doesn't include me as much as it used to.
Emily, if you don't mind, if we dig a little deeper into that, I do want to address that when you're alone by yourself and you're feeling like that, what are things that are coming up for you? Are you having any feelings of harming yourself, of coping in different ways?
No, I've like never like hurt myself, and I like it's not like I'm like suicidal or something,
Okay.
but I just like I don't know, I'm just like lonely.
I like did notice though, like a couple times where like she's snuck out. I mean, like she always comes back, but like, yeah.
Okay, Mom.
I'm surprised you even noticed that, honestly.
I mean, I care about you more than you think I do.
How does it feel to hear Mom say that?
I mean, it's not like I think that she hates me, but it's like I feel like I could do anything, and like she doesn't like really care. As long as I'm not like, I don't even know.
Why do you think the sneaking out is happening? Are you going to, if you don't mind me asking, are you going to meet friends, or is it just
Yeah,
kind of a reprieve away from Mom and Mark, or?
I don't know. Like I meet with some of my friends sometimes, but like I feel like my friends' parents like they like talk to them about it, and I just feel like I can't talk to you about like going out. Otherwise, I wouldn't be sneaking out. I'd just go out the front door.
And like, I guess that's kind of why I haven't really said anything until this point about the sneaking out, because like, I know that she needs like outlets, and like, I mean, obviously I know she's going out with her friends, so it's not like she's doing, I mean, obviously I don't know, but like, I mean, I've met her friends are cool, I can't imagine that they would do anything like that, but like, I kind of just didn't say anything because I know that she kind of like needs that right now.
Emily, are we speaking to friends about the situation with Mom and Mark, or are we kind of going with them to get away?
Well, I think that my best friend like knows that Mark is like in the picture now, because obviously like they got married.
Right.
But I don't think that like she knows like how like annoyed I've been with them. Like a little bit, I guess, because I'll like be like, oh, I'll like bring it up like occasionally, but I don't really go into depth about it.
Do you have other people in your life that you wouldn't mind talking to about it? Just in your feelings of, loneliness.
Not really. I don't know. Like my friends like have like such different like family things that it just like feels like they wouldn't understand even if I brought it up. So I just like don't really talk to them about it.
Is there any other ways that you cope as far as like journaling? Or I know you brought up Netflix or watching TV.
Yeah, pretty much just like TV.
Yeah.
I guess.
And before Mom, you would talk to Mom about the issues that you were having.
Yeah, it's kind of like shifted a lot. I feel like just being able to talk about things.
Mom, are you concerned about her isolating herself this much?
Obviously, like, I know that like you mentioned that it's like a really big change for you, and I wish sometimes that you could see that it's also a really big change for me. And like I feel so much pressure, like balancing this relationship and like balancing my life with you, which obviously I cherish both of them, but like sometimes I feel this pressure because your dad and I, we were rocky, and like I just am scared that if I pull away from Mark, then I won't have that in my life anymore.
Well, like, you you'd still have me though.
Yeah, I mean, like, I guess the relationships are a little bit different. Like, I do love you, and I know that you love me. But, like, I wish that we could just have, like, a real family.
I mean, what was like not real about you and I before though? Like that's like why I'm like so annoyed because it feels like you met Mark and now it's like, oh, we should be like the perfect family, and it's like I feel like we were fine before. Like I just like don't understand why like I don't know, like all of a sudden you like want like because I feel like my whole childhood before this you were like, oh, we don't need men. And now all of a sudden it's like, oh, here's this man though.
You know, I think it's fair to say that there's so much love between both of you guys. I feel it and I see it. I think Emily, correct me if I'm wrong, but I know you feel a little bombarded by this new presence in your life right now with Mom and Mark, and you guys don't have much room for connection. I think maybe we can start talking about that. What are things that we used to do? Just mom and Emily. What are things that we used to do?
Like I said, Emily used to be on the or she's still on the swim team, but we used to go to those games or like meets. And I just felt so proud of her in those moments. Like she was doing something that she loved, and I got to share that with her and be there for her. And then after that, obviously, we would go out to eat. Culver's, it's her favorite spot, I think. Still, I don't know. And then like we would go on shopping sprees and stuff like that. So
Yeah, like we used to do things together and we don't do any of that anymore. Like not even close.
And did that make you feel closer to Mom when you were
I
doing
mean, yeah, like we got to do things that I felt like we both enjoyed. But like, I don't know, she just cares about hanging out with Mark now.
can we cut it there?